Thank you, Sam, for interviewing with us. Please introduce yourself to the council, include your background, lived experiences, and work experiences. How long have you lived in the 2nd District of in the City of Duluth?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Weston, a freelance filmmaker, and I've been a renter at various locations in the 2nd District of Duluth since the fall of 2016. I'm the son of 2 pastors who raised me in small towns across Minnesota and instilled in me the autistic virtues of curiosity, radical candor, discretion, and a sense of justice. And of course, being autistic, I am a public transit nerd. Since moving to Duluth, I've done customer service work as a cashier at Target and Super One. I've been a front desk clerk at hotels in Duluth and Superior, and I ran the Mall Santa display at the Miller Hill Mall one year. Unfortunately, no, I didn't get to be Santa. But my real calling is film. I'm the owner of Battle Mage Films, a production company here in town, and I've made a good career here between working film sets, collaborating with the city's wonderful arts community, creating videos for clients, and even writing and directing a feature film of my own, Glayahan and the Knaves of Industry, available now on streaming and Blu-ray. In the decades since I first moved to Duluth, I've also traveled across the country for work, and I've seen firsthand that we have all the pieces we need to make something truly special here. We just have to roll up our sleeves, act as the trendsetters we are, and unabashedly dance to the beat of our own drum.
Thank you, Sam. Please state the reasons why you are applying for this seat and why you believe the Duluth City Council should appoint you to fill this vacancy.
Well, to be honest, I applied to fill this council seat because leaders in my community asked me to apply. When I first moved to Duluth, I thought it would be a brief stopover in my career, work a lot, build my savings, then move somewhere else. But I instantly fell in love with this city and the fun weirdos we have. There's something so special here, and while I've thought many times, is now the time to move on? I always decide to stay because this city is on the brink of something great. Which is also why it pains me to see Duluth constantly fumble the bag. We roll over for any grifter with a plan, we leave our parks and facilities defunded and disrepair, and there's rumors of a big tech conglomerate trying to ram through a data center that will deplete our water and our electricity for a pittance of jobs. Do we really expect that to help our community? Frankly, I applied because I'm tired of my city constantly tripping over itself, scaring away my friends, encouraging them to move to the Twin Cities, Chicago, New York, or LA. I don't want to move away. I want to stay here because I know Duluth is on the precipice of greatness. We can make this a world-class city, but we must take bold steps to set current and future Duluthians up for success.
Thank you. Please relate your experience in government and or similar executive leadership situations and how they will fit into the duties of a counselor if appointed.
Well, first off, I'm a pillar of Minnesota's film community with a long history of advocating for Duluth, the artists who live here, and the city's economic development needs. I won't be a rubber stamp, but I can bring a healthy perspective on new and fresh industries. I've also been involved with the DFL since I first moved to Duluth, both representing our interests across the state and making quality campaign videos that resonate with voters. This has given me a clear insight into the things that Duluth needs, and I've gotten a lot of firsthand experience working with elected officials who really get what it means to serve the public. It also means I'm a friggin' nerd for Robert's Rules of Order. Over my 10 years in Duluth, my big thing has been building coalitions that make sense. Whether it's cutting through the noise of more jobs versus protecting the environment, we can have both, or building bridges between business owners, artists, and the working class. Ultimately, I want to work with each of you to make Duluth a great city for the greatest number of people possible.
Thank you. Please relate, did I just ask that question? Please relate your experience in government and or similar executive leadership situations and how they will fit into the duties of a counselor if appointed.
I think I just answered that one.
Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry, I'm kind of losing it. Please identify an issue or issues that directly affect the city of Duluth and its residents and state your vision and or solution for the issue or issues.
So I'd actually like to take this time to look at 3 issues. 1, Duluth has a lot of crumbling housing stock. Some of this can be remodeled, but some of it is so poorly cared for that it simply needs to be torn down. 2, lots of good land is being bought up by businesses, displacing residents and driving up rent. And 3, the housing needs analysis recently presented to this council projects that Duluth's population will hit 90,000 by 2030. So we need more housing for more people in a town where we have to tear down a lot of what exists, but we don't want to displace the business interests moving in. The typical solution is building suburban bedroom communities that add to urban sprawl. Bedroom communities suck. So instead, my solution is changing our zoning to require mixed-use development wherever possible. Every square foot of new business property development should be paired with 3 square feet of residential property development on that same block. This will revitalize Duluth with new multi-story buildings, shops that support their neighborhood, and plenty of new opportunities for current and future Duluthians to thrive.
Thank you. In a challenging budget year, how would you balance the need for fiscal responsibility with the need to invest in core city services? What values would you use to guide your budget priorities?
Ultimately, I'm all about striking a balance between Duluth's economic needs and the needs of the people who want to live here. Because in reality, those interests are one and the same. So when it comes to balancing the city's budget, I'll be looking to preserve those crucial services people take for granted, and I'll look for cuts where we can make things, look for cuts that we can make on things that make people's lives worse. I don't have all the facts and figures in front of me at this time, so I can't get as granular of an answer as I would like to give, but rest assured that making life easier for my neighbors, the people of Duluth 2nd District, will always be at the core of my decisions.
Thank you. How will you balance the needs of the 2nd District with the broader needs of Duluth as a whole during your time on council?
I mean, look, I bounce around the city, the whole city in my day-to-day, so I feel like I get a pretty good sense of both the 2nd District and the city as a whole. Maybe it's just my bias from living in the 2nd District for so long, but I don't see much of a difference between the needs of my district and the needs of the whole city. We definitely have more college students and faculty, and a good chunk of doctors and nurses, but it's not like the 2nd District has a monopoly on those demographics. The 2nd District needs more and better transit, housing, and access for small businesses to set up shop, but that's true across the whole city. As long as I'm serving the needs of working people and listening to my neighbors' concerns, it's a pretty easy balance to strike.
Thank you. What specific actions would you take during your time on council to improve transparency, accountability, and trust between the City of Duluth government systems such as city administration, city council, and city staff, and Duluth residents?
So as a counselor, I intend to post up twice a week in different coffee shops and community centers around the 2nd District so I can hear directly from my neighbors about their needs. That's one bare minimum step to help Duluthians be heard. So of course, if I'm appointed to the seat, I'll see it through for the remainder of the term. Beyond that, I think PACT-TV is a pretty underutilized resource for helping Duluthians understand how our government works. I'd love to rustle up some airtime to talk with city staff about what factors go into our decisions for the benefits of that broadcast audience. PACT-TV also has a YouTube channel, which means that these broadcast segments can be linked and reshared on the city's social media platforms, and maybe even sites like Perfect Duluth Day or r/Duluth on Reddit.
Thank you. Do you foresee any conflicts of interest with your place of employment or any current boards or commissions you serve on? If a conflict of interest arose, what steps would you take to address it and resolve it ethically and transparently?
So the only place that there might be a conflict of interest is my position with the DFL, but they have a pretty good mechanism for members to take a leave of absence. If a conflict does arise between my council work and my volunteering with the DFL, I would take a leave of absence from the DFL to focus on my council work. My freelance work as a filmmaker is pretty case by case, so if a gig comes up where it would create a conflict of interest, I would just not take the gig. And because I know the question's going to come up if I don't talk about it, if we take up an issue regarding the city's film production incentives, I am not going to I'm not going to be a rubber stamp for the film industry. I have a lot of useful insights for how the industry works, which would be a big help for the council, but I would tackle such questions with the same care and rigor as I would with any other issue in front of us. But after all that, I mean, if any conflicts did come up, of course I would recuse myself from the discussion.
Thank you. How do you foresee yourself balancing city council decisions, taking into account the needs of Duluth residents and your personal and/or professional relationships?
So between my customer service jobs and being bullied as a kid for things that were entirely out of my control, I've built up a pretty thick skin when it comes to criticism. So, look, my friends and colleagues all understand that I'm a thoughtful and discerning person, and I firmly stick to my principles. So as long as I stick to my values and genuinely make the best possible call with my votes, which I fully intend to do, then this shouldn't be an issue. At the end of the day, the interests of regular Duluthians will always be at the core of what I do for the council.
Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, first off, I'd like to note that I'm the youngest applicant here, and I think that deserves some consideration. But no, the only big thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that everything you've heard me advocate for, or everything you hear me advocate for out in the open, is the same stuff you'll hear from me behind closed doors. At a time when public trust in this council is flagging, these are qualities we need in every city councilor. Ultimately, I just want to reiterate that I see so much potential for Duluth, and I hope that I can help you all lay the groundwork for this to grow into a major city on the world stage for future generations. Again, I'm Sam Weston, and I hope you'll rank me first on your ballots tonight. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Sam, for interviewing with us.